I wasn't born yesterday, and I know that 2 and 2 make 4. They don't make 22.
That both of them, having posed as the victim for so long, are really the aggressors.
They have created the stories and the speculation and the questioning about the origin of both.
The royal fairy tale that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have worked so hard to sell to the public may finally be unraveling. In a shocking joint revelation, Tom Bower and Lady Colin Campbell, two of Britain's most well-connected royal insiders, have exposed what they claim are serious inconsistencies and possible fabrications around the births of the Sussex children, Archie and Lilibet. These aren't just whispers from tabloids. These are allegations backed by hospital logs, birth certificate anomalies, and first-hand testimonies from insiders who now feel safe enough to speak out. From the beginning, the circumstances surrounding Archie's birth raised eyebrows. Unlike other royal births, where the Queen's physicians are involved, hospital staff are documented, and the public gets that traditional photo on the hospital steps, none of that happened for Archie. Instead, the palace issued a vague press release after the fact. Meghan was supposedly at Portland Hospital, but according to Bower and Campbell, there is no record of her being there. Security teams, midwives, even front desk staff, none could verify her presence. In a royal birth, that kind of absence is not just suspicious, it's unheard of. Then came the strange edit to Archie's birth certificate. 11 days after he was reportedly born, Meghan's full name, Rachel Meghan Markle, was removed from the official document, while Prince was added before Harry's. The palace claimed this was a Sussex decision, but critics ask, why would a couple so invested in their brand choose to erase Meghan's name? Was it simply a branding maneuver? Or was something far more calculated going on behind the scenes? And then there's Lilibet Diana, allegedly born in Santa Barbara, California. Her birth certificate contained a detail so odd it ignited fresh scrutiny. A state code 105 instead of 104, which is the correct designation for California. Code 105 belongs to Colorado. Was this just a typo? Or did the couple file her paperwork in another state to shield the real location of her birth? Once again, no clarification from the Sussexes and Buckingham Palace. Still smarting from Archie's birth certificate debacle, has refused to say a word. Another major deviation for royal Norse was the rejection of standard royal physicians. Queen Elizabeth herself reportedly offered the palace's trusted doctors, but Harry and Meghan declined, opting instead for private medical professionals whose credentials the palace couldn't verify. Tom Bower, renowned for his investigative rigor, says he contacted both Portland and Santa Barbara Cottage hospitals, checked logs, spoke with staff, and found no trace of Meghan giving birth at either location. He stated firmly, if she gave birth there, it happened invisibly, and that's medically impossible. Which leads to the elephant in the room, surrogacy. If Meghan didn't carry and deliver Archie and Lilibet herself, British constitutional law requires that fact to be disclosed, especially for royal heirs. Failing to do so could place the children's eligibility in question. Lady Colin Campbell and Tom Bower aren't saying this as idle gossip. They argue the inconsistencies and secrecy suggest something more than just a desire for privacy, potentially a cover-up. And Harry's response to these allegations? Immediate legal threats, not transparent denials. That silence, critics argue, only amplifies the public's doubt. Adding to the pressure is the crumbling financial empire the Sussexes have tried to build. Their $100 million Netflix deal has faltered. Viewership numbers are low, content has underperformed, and projects like the film adaptation of Meet Me at the Lake have been abandoned. Their entire media brand hinges on the image of an authentic, relatable royal family. If that image falls apart, if the public stops believing in the fairy tale, they lose everything. The controversy deepened when Meghan made retroactive claims about suffering from preeclampsia, a dangerous pregnancy complication. Lady C didn't mince words. She called it a fabrication. Not only is there no medical record or royal documentation, but Meghan's own husband, Harry, never mentioned such a condition in his detailed memoir. Even more bizarrely, Meghan claims she was so hungry during labor with Lilibet that she stopped for tacos at Taco Bell. Lady C dismissed it as nonsense. No woman battling a high-risk condition would stop for fast food mid-delivery. Lady C's deeper concern, however, is the manipulation of public sympathy. She accuses Meghan of using serious medical conditions to garner attention and avoid scrutiny. According to her, Meghan constantly plays the role of protective mother when it's convenient, while using her children as props during staged photo ops. She appears with them long enough for the cameras, then hands them off to the nannies. It's not parenting, Lady C says, it's performance. And behind the scenes, she argues the reality tells a much colder story. Tom Bower echoed that sentiment in his latest interview. He emphasized the pattern: image control, legal intimidation, and a media echo chamber that never challenges their narrative. He reminded viewers that Meghan once denied involvement in a royal biography, only to later be proven false. And that's just one example. Bower says this has become the Sussex's playbook: make a dramatic claim, threaten to sue, and rely on media allies to clean up the aftermath. But the inconsistencies pile up, and the unanswered questions get louder. It gets darker. Bower points to scandals that were never substantiated, claims that Prince William bullied staff, accusations of racism within the palace, conspiracies about press leaks. None of it ever came with dates, names, or documents. The only person who truly spoke up, royal aide Jason Knauf, became a target of Sussex rage. Bower suggests this is no accident. Silence the whistleblower. Protect the myth. And then there's Netflix. Bower doesn't hold back. He calls the Sussex documentary a one-sided PR campaign disguised as a documentary. 6 hours of unchecked claims, no evidence, no balance. Any reputable production company, he argues, would have been shamed for airing it. But perhaps the most chilling point is this: if Harry and Meghan truly want to end the speculation, there's a simple solution. Release the hospital logs. Provide testimony from the doctors. Show the world the truth. If their children were born exactly as they say, then they can silence critics in a heartbeat. But they won't. And with every legal threat, every vague press release, and every unanswered question, the doubts only deepen. Lady Colin Campbell delivers a devastating final verdict. She calls Meghan's medical claims a web of fiction, and her behavior an intentional effort to undermine the monarchy while generating sympathy and attention. She says that if Meghan truly cared about her children's future, she would provide the medical documentation to protect them from becoming the center of a constitutional crisis. Till that happens, Tom Bower and Lady C argue that the credibility of the entire Sussex family narrative will remain under a shadow. This is no longer about gossip. It's about trust, truth, and transparency. And unless Harry and Meghan come clean, their silence may speak louder than anything they ever say.